Okay, so hello. It's Monday night. We are back. Michael Robertson Jr. here. And if you don't know what this is my weekly Monday night Facebook Live What Am I Doing hangout. And essentially, every Monday night at about 8 p.m. Eastern, I jump on here, catch up with you guys, say hello, and give you updates on books I'm reading, movies, and TV shows that I'm watching, and any projects that I'm working on, whether that be writing, podcast, video, anything like that. I make sure you guys are always in the know. This is episode 140 of this Facebook Live, and that's just crazy when you really think about it, how long we've been doing this. It's been so much fun, and we've been building a really nice community here. And on that note, in addition to the Facebook community, this is the second week now. I am now also recording these videos, and they are going on to YouTube later in the week as kind of a more high quality replay version for the audience over there that I have been working on. Some of you may have seen some of the videos that I've been doing in addition to some other things. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But essentially, I'm recording these and doing some editing with some additional little notes and stuff like that, and posting that high quality version over on YouTube later in the week. Now, the advantage for you Facebook folks is that this is actually live, and it's a much better, I guess, experience for you that way, because you can actually interact and ask questions, and we can have some conversations. So that's pretty cool. And for some reason, my comments are missing. Where are they? Here they are. Okay. Man, this is kind of weird. My comments like moved down to the bottom. Anyway, let's see here. Hello, boy. Let's see where we're going here. Hello, Tanya. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Julie. Hello, Susan. Hello, Barbara. Let's see. Hello, Mike. Good to see you, sir. Hello, Lisa. Gosh, all kinds of people saying hello. Hello, hello, Lorraine. Hello, Yvonne. Okay. Glad you guys are here as always. And oh man, these comments are moved down to the below. It's going to throw me off for a second. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into what we have to talk about. Where are my notes? Here we go. Okay. So now that we got all the preamble out of the way, also hello to everybody on YouTube. I'm going to throw that out there as well. Let's start with what I'm reading. So I mentioned last week that I was actually listening to the audiobook of You Love Me by Caroline Kepnes. Fantastic book. It was the third book in the You series. I just love that series to death. Something about it just really, really resonates with me. It's such a page turner. I really enjoyed this one. This one's ending was wildly unexpected. I'm not even exaggerating. The way that this book came together in the end with almost like a twist reveal was really shocking to me. And it made for a much more fascinating read than I actually thought it was going to end up being. But I did finish it. It was a fantastic narration again. So that was really, really cool. I was very happy to have listened to that again. And I did also mention that I was probably going to jump into reading Hummingbird, Salamander by Jeff Vandermeer as my next read. And I did decide to do that. I got the Kindle version of that. I am not very far into it. I think I've only read actually, I got the sample. I haven't even finished the sample yet, but it's a fairly lengthy sample. I think I'm almost done with it, but then I am going to go ahead and get the book once I finish that, because I am enjoying it. But his writing style is unique. That's the only phrase I can really think to use. He has a very unique writing style. If you read the Southern Reach trilogy, the Annihilation, and all of that, you know that it's almost odd the way he writes, and it's almost complicated. Like, the prose seems simple, but it's also like prose that you really have to focus on what the guy is saying in order to like understand. You can't like breeze through his books. It's almost complicated to even explain what it's really like. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the story already. I am enjoying the writing, but it's definitely not a style of writing that I would want to read like book after book after book. I'm happy to sample his books, with large gaps in between. But I am enjoying that. And then this is not what I'm reading, but this is a little story. I got really excited about a new book that I thought was available, and then was quickly very disappointed from Amazon. They sent me an email, Amazon did, announcing that Sally Rooney has a new book. She wrote Normal People and Conversations with Friends, I believe is her first book. You guys know that if you've been on here with me for a while, you know I've really enjoyed all of her books, and I really enjoyed the television show Normal People on Hulu. I thought it was fantastic. But she has a new book, and I was like, oh man, this is great. I need to go grab it right now so I can read it, as my next read. And turns out it was just an email to pre-order her new book, which doesn't come out until September. So was kind of bummed about that, but at the same time, excited that she has a new book coming out. Anyway, that is it for what I am reading currently. Let me jump down to the comments real quick since I have to go down now to see them. Let's see. Tammy, looks like, yeah, you're reading, or you were reading it. Maybe you finished it, the Southern Reach trilogy for sure. And yes, it is a difficult read. It's not one to like really relax to. Hello, Tammy. Good to see you. Hello, Carolyn from Georgia. Glad you're here. Hello, Martha. All right, so let's go into the next section. What am I watching? This list, this might be the longest what am I watching list that I've ever had. It's not that long, but it's for me, for you guys that have been with me for a while, you know this is pretty long. I'm still watching Breeders, season 2 of Breeders on Hulu, which does come on FX, by the way. I finally like solidified my answer in that. That's coming out like one episode a week, so clearly I'm having to take my time with that. I've also started watching the Mighty Ducks series on Disney Plus. The child in me got really excited when I saw that they made a new like mini series of the Mighty Ducks. That was a movie that came out when I was a young kid, and I really enjoyed it. And it's just kind of fun to see it with a modern day flavor twist. Emilio Estevez is in it again, which is really kind of fun. The character that he's playing right now. So that's just kind of me jumping on the nostalgia train and riding it all the way into the station. I just also watched. There's a series on Apple TV Plus called Mythic Quest, which is a comedy that I really enjoyed. Season 1 came out, I believe, in 2019, maybe beginning of 2020. I can't really remember. But I really enjoyed it. And the season 2 is coming out, I think, next month. But they put out a kind of one-off episode. Actually, they did a one-off episode during like the peak of the pandemic earlier in 2020, or later in 2020, I'm sorry. And now they have this other one-off episode that's leading into season 2. So I'm very excited about that, and I did enjoy the one-off episode. It's very funny. It's a very funny show. And then in terms of movies, so this weekend I watched Nobody, which is an action flick starring Bob Odenkirk, who is probably best known these days for playing Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad and then in the series Better Call Saul. I love Breaking Bad. I have not actually watched Better Call Saul. It's on my to-watch list. Whenever I just feel like diving into a new series, I am going to watch that. And this was a movie that so I have a new YouTube video coming out tomorrow at 6 a.m. Eastern time talking about characters and good guys and like strength of characters and how much they can affect the story. And this was like the perfect movie for me to have accidentally watched leading up to me making this, because this is one of those stories or one of these films where I think that Bob Odenkirk's character is actually really interesting. It's a really fascinating character. Like, it's not an overly unique character with his backstory, but he is just complex enough that he's interested and you want to know more about him and what his kind of role in this whole thing is. But the movie itself, the plot is just completely generic, completely weak. It's just an action film fluff piece, which is a lot of fun. I mean, obviously action films, are great fun. But it was a situation where you had a really, I think, interesting character just thrown into a very generic plot. So anyway, it's a premium rental. It's a premium like video on demand rental because it's still in theater, so you can pay like the premium price to rent it on iTunes or Amazon. I don't think it's really worth that price unless it was a movie that you were going to go see in the theater anyway and spend, movie ticket prices to go see. But I was bored this weekend and I wanted to see it, so I thought, why not? I did also then, in a complete change of type of film, I watched these movies back to back actually on Saturday night. I watched Nobody, and then I took a little like 30-minute break, and then I watched Soul on Disney Plus, which is Pixar's, I guess, latest animated film, which I've been meaning to watch for a while because it was getting such good reviews. I love Pixar. I mean, they make great movies, and it's got nominated for a couple Oscars. So you remember last week I was talking about how I wanted to, watch as many movies as I can that were nominated for awards this year. So I watched that, and that was a nice movie. It had a very heartfelt message, a very apropos message, to be honest with you, in terms of I think even some stuff that I've been kind of dealing with recently in my own life, leading up to a few months ago. So I really enjoyed it, and the animation was just out of this world, man. The way that Pixar can now create like real life things is mind blowing. Like the tech and the skills that those people have are just so good. So I watched that, and then flipping back again to a very dark and dramatic and not so fun and pleasant movie. I watched a film called Violation, and if for any of you guys that maybe follow any of my social media accounts for my Hallowed Horror podcast, you know that I kind of teased that this movie was definitely one that I was very excited to talk about after I watched it. Actually, while I was watching it, I was just in my head saying, oh my gosh, I can't wait to record this episode with Jason because there is some stuff we have to unpack with this movie. This is a Shudder exclusive. Actually, I think it's a Shudder original, and it is graphic. And by graphic, I mean it's graphic. I will talk about this more on the podcast episode, but just know this was one of the more gritty, in-your-face graphic films that I've ever seen that also had some very strong characters. So I am very much looking forward to talking about that. If you guys want to check out that film, it is on Shudder. But I'm putting out a disclaimer. It's graphic. I don't even want to say anything more about it on Facebook because I'm afraid they're going to like somehow tag words that I've said and then like block this video or ban my account. So just know it's a very adult film. Do not watch it if there are kids anywhere near you. But I'm very excited to talk about it. I really enjoyed it. I'm very curious to know what Jason thinks about it. We have not talked about it yet, but it is going to be our most recent episode. Let's see. Tammy loves the Mighty Ducks. Heck yeah. Tom, no, I haven't watched Mercury Men yet. I know you're going to force me to come over here and like watch that with you or something soon. I'm sorry. I'm going to watch it. Let's see. Okay. Anyway, so that's it for what I'm watching. See, I told you that was a really long list. Like for me, that's a super long list. So let's move on to what I am working on. So I've been busy. I've been working on the new book, which is obviously the main priority. I wrote another 1,000 word, maybe about 1,200 words today. So I've crossed the 42,000 word mark on my latest novel that I'm working on. So that is fun. I think that I have decided that when I hit my magic 50,000 words, which you guys that have been with me for a while know, that's like the magic number that when I hit it, I say, okay, this is a real novel now. This is one that is going to be something. When I hit 50,000 words, I will share with you what the book is about. It won't be the title. There'll be no cover reveal yet, but I will at least share with you who the main character is, because you know that I've been teasing for a while now that this new book is not the next Lance book. It's not Lance Brody #7, but it does feature a main character that is from the Lance Brody universe. I dropped a little bit of a teaser over on Patreon, I believe the end of last week. It might have been this weekend. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I think it was last week. I did drop a little bit of a teaser over there to give those people another little clue as to who it might be. I got some guesses. Some were wrong, some were right. But I will definitely let you guys know when I hit 50,000 words. I'll share with you in the next Facebook Live. So that is coming along nicely. I'm having a lot of fun, not only with the main character from the Lance universe, but also with another character that I've written or that I've created for this hopefully new series that I'll be working on. Other than that, I do have some other videos coming up. Again, I already mentioned that these Facebook Lives will be being posted later in the week on YouTube as kind of replays for anybody that wants to watch it over there. By the way, if you are watching on YouTube and you have a question or something we want to talk about, just put it in the comments there, and I will definitely try to include it in the next upcoming video. I have a video posting tomorrow at 6 a.m., which will be Tuesday if you're watching this live. And then I wanted to actually talk about the video that I posted last week, which was the video about bad reviews. It was a kind of a satire parody intro to a video discussing bad reviews and how they are just inevitable if you're a creator. Like, it doesn't matter what you're creating, you are ultimately going to get people that don't like whatever it is you're creating. That's just the way life is. I posted that video, and you guys thought it was really, really funny, which is good. I'm glad you liked it. Several of you, and this is just so touching to me. I mean, I really appreciate this. Several of you jumped into the comments on Facebook and said, we love your books. Thank you for writing. All these really, really heartfelt, really nice things of words of encouragement and stuff like that, which is amazing, because the thumbnail for the video is me basically doing a face palm, and it says, my book is terrible. And after I posted that kind of like clickbait cheeky title with the picture, I realized that some of you maybe weren't even watching the video and just saw the picture and thought that I was actually just complaining, that people were kind of, complaining about my book. That is not at all what I was doing. So please go watch it and you'll see that it's all a joke. But thank you for all the nice words. Encouragement is always welcome. I do appreciate it, but it was not what I was setting out to seek. I was not, throwing a pity party, as somebody chose to comment on the video. Which that's just not what I was doing. So if you want to go watch the video, you'll see it's all in fun, all a joke, and does have a fairly serious message, to other creators or people that are even maybe on the fence about creating and putting their work out into the world for people to see, just to let them know that, bad reviews and critical comments are going to happen, and why they can actually be a good thing. So that was just something I wanted to talk about, and thank you guys for your kind words. Links to all of these things that I'm talking about, the videos I'm mentioning on YouTube, and then the podcast and my books, will all be in the description of this video, whether you're in Facebook or whether you're on YouTube. I'm trying to make it easier for you guys to find this stuff that I am talking about, so you don't have to go hunting around. Let's see here. Like, some of you people are saying that it's funny. Thank you. I'm trying to put some humor out there. I just, something fun to do other than writing, and just be creative in some different aspects. But don't worry, I am writing. I'm writing a lot. I am writing more than I have ever written before. I'm actually going to probably do a little bit of a status update for you guys to show you the amount of productivity that I've been able to accomplish in the last 3 weeks versus previous time, which has just been so amazing. So I have time to do all of this now, which is really, really good. And I talked, I think, last week about writing stamina. So I if I could write all day long, from sun up to sundown, or at least even if I pretended like I wanted to write for like a 9 to 5 working day, I would. I can't. I don't have that writing stamina. I can usually get solid chunks of writing done for 2 or 3 hours max. I can knock out at most usually about 3,000 words a day. That's a high number. Sometimes I can hit 4, but on average, I'm usually doing somewhere between 1,500 and 2,500 words a day. And I try to write just about every day. I don't always write, but I am probably at this point writing 5 days a week, sometimes 6. So that is just fantastic output for me. At least compared to what has been in the past. So, what else? Anything else that I want to mention? I think that's probably about it. Yeah. A lot of stuff I'm watching, a lot of stuff I'm working on. I've been very busy. I have a lot of exciting ideas and things that I want to do. So hopefully you guys are enjoying parts of it, if not all of it. So definitely stay tuned for that Violation podcast episode. And again, getting very close to 50,000 words, and I will finally drop the bomb and let you guys know who the main character is in the upcoming book. So I think that's it, guys. I don't think I have anything else to add. Let me see if anybody else has any comments here, since I have to scroll down to look at it. Let's see. Tanya, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know. So you're making a comment that's saying, why are so many bad reviews written by people who seem to be grammatically challenged? I have often asked myself that question as well. I think they're the same group of people that, for some reason, whenever they comment about how much they don't like Stephen King, they spell his name incorrectly with the Stev instead of Steph. I don't know what it is about that, but I don't know. That's an unanswerable question, unfortunately. But another reason why people should just ignore them. But yeah, anyway. Okay, guys, I think that's it for this evening. I will wrap this up so I don't take up any more of your time. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, as always, for all of your support. And if you have read any of my books and want to do me a huge favor, if you could jump over to Amazon, if you get a few free moments and leave a review saying you liked the book, I would greatly appreciate it. Reviews go a very long way in helping authors. Don't just do it for me. Do it for anybody that you might read. I would appreciate it. And all things considered, we'll be back next week for a whole another episode. Thanks for watching. Goodbye to Facebook. Goodbye to YouTube. Take care.